Hi, my name is Terrell, and welcome to the third episode of Starting Point. And I'm here today to talk about the problem of sin. Yes, I believe that we all kind of understand that sin is a problem. We can all kind of generally agree to that we're trying to do right. We're trying to make the right decisions, and in trying to make the right decisions, we end up making the wrong decisions. We all can pretty much agree to the fact that we're all not perfect. But I think where we tend to disagree is labeling ourselves as a sinner, right? Sin is kind of a pretty harsh term, and it's a pretty harsh term to label onto someone as well. It makes us feel uncomfortable, demeans us, all those other negative connotations that go along with this word, sin. So, in order for us not to be labeled as sinners, what do? We want to find a term that makes us feel a little bit better about our condition. Again, we all understand that we sometimes want to do right and we end up doing the wrong thing. Sometimes we want to do a good thing and end up turning out to be a bad thing. We get that, but still, don't call me a sinner. So what do? We apply the Goldilocks theory. We don't want a term that's too harsh, but we also don't want a term that doesn't kind of say what it is. So we want to find something right in the middle that'll make us feel bad about ourselves, but not that bad. And we kind of land on the term mistake. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. It makes us feel good about the mistakes that we're making. Because mistakes, if we define it, is kind of an accident. It's something that I did not intend to do. But if we categorize everything as a mistake, are we really getting to the heart of the matter? Can you purposefully do a mistake? Can you intentionally make a mistake? Can you perpetually make a mistake? Or can you make a mistake on purpose? And then we categorize, well, there's big mistakes and those are not okay. There's little mistakes, and we get into this whole war of mistake making. But let me give you two scenarios, and I want you to chew on these, because we want something that helps us feel better about the decisions that we ultimately make, and whether we fall on the side of right and whether we fall on the side of wrong. There's a husband and there's a wife, and they've been married for about 10, 15 years. And the husband cheats on his wife. Did he make a mistake? Or let's say there's two parents, husband and wife, and they have a son, and they bought a brand new car, beautiful car. And they decide to take their second car out and go drive down PCH for an afternoon. And they tell their son, we just got this car. I know you're excited with your license, but do not drive the car. The son waits for his parents to leave, takes the keys, drives the car, and gets into an accident. Now, in both of those situations, they will ultimately say, I made a mistake. But do you truly believe that saying that I made a mistake captures the severity of the situation? Does it capture the damage that has been done? I don't think so. And ultimately, what a mistake does, and why we like to use the term mistake, it absolves us of our responsibility in the decision that we have made. But what it also does is it does not recognize the severity of the damage that it does to the relationship of the other party. The husband who cheats on his wife, to just come on and say, I made a mistake. It doesn't capture the severity of the situation. It doesn't speak to the relationship that has been severed now. The son speaking to his parents, saying, I just made a mistake. It belittles what he has done to the relationship. Where there was once trust, now there's distrust. Where there was once love, now there's heartbreak. When we sin, we break the relationship that we have with God. Or the relationship that we have with God is already broken because of the constant sin that we partake in. I want us to be very clear. We're not mistakers, we're sinners. And what sin does, it breaks the harmony, it breaks the relationship that we have with God. and if it breaks the relationship, the problem is we need to first confess that we are sinners. We understand the severity and the damage that we are doing to the relationship between ourselves and God. And the wonderful thing about God is He's always seeking to rectify those relationships. He's always seeking to bridge that gap between Himself and us. He's always seeking to restore those relationships that have been broken by sin. So the next question is, if I'm constantly sinning, if I am a sinner, if I'm in this perpetual state of wanting to do right, but not doing right, or having the heart to do right, but end up doing wrong, who's going to help bridge this gap, or who is going to help restore the relationship between a God who's actively seeking to make that restoration and me, or you, who's actively doing things to continue to pull it further apart? Who can come and bridge the gap? That's the question. And I hope that you stay tuned for our next episode to find out the answer.